Welcome to the CrossFit Max podcast.
What is going on, team? And thank you for tuning into this episode. But before we get into it, I just want to let you know that CrossFit Max is now selling the Ghost supplement line. Some of the most delicious and flavorful proteins I have ever tried in my entire life. We got the Chips Ahoy Whey Isolate, we got the Oreo, we got the chocolate Nutter Butter. So if you're looking for a really good tasting protein that will satisfy your palate, you can grab some in-store today. And with that being said, let's get into today's epic podcast episode.
Chit chat.
Like we just chat?
Like a chatty chat.
All right. Well, 3, 2, 1.
Time
We're
to
live.
chit chat.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back.
You got
the pod.
Susie and Brandon over here on your favorite podcast you've ever listened to in the whole wide world. Hopefully you guys are having a great day.
Well, if they weren't, they are now because we're here to entertain for the next little while.
Yeah. So buckle up, especially if you're in your car.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, we had an epic event last weekend.
Did we?
We talked about it many times over the podcast.
You're right. It was my birthday.
And it finally happened.
I turned 29.
Oh my God, you're so old.
Not as old as you.
When I turned 29, I think every single day for at least 300 days before my 30th birthday, you reminded me that I was old.
Yeah, because 29 is basically 30. But when I'm 29, it's not.
Yeah, you're old now. Welcome.
Well, not yet.
Hey, okay, so we did have your birthday. That was fun.
But pretty insignificant compared to what we really had going on.
Yeah, because this is not the Susie podcast here. This is
Should
the
be.
CrossFit Max podcast.
People are tuning in for me.
Yes, they are. But we had our MaxFit Course, the ultimate team race, that went down last Saturday.
Amazing.
87 athletes raced the course.
Sorry, how many?
87.
87.
Over 15 volunteers, 7 sponsors. There was a lot of people in this gym at one period of time.
The most we've ever had.
Yep. And apparently our neighbors were not happy that the car park was filled up.
It's okay. I charmed him.
There's always something with our neighbors not being happy about our events, huh?
Our neighbors hate us.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many people want to buy beans right now? Like, calm your titties. You're fine.
We have is it Lebanese grocery store?
Oh, I have no idea.
Anyways.
We have a grocery store.
next to us.
A niche grocery store.
Yeah. And they were, literally we had over 100 people here, plus spectators as well. So there was a lot of cars that came and parked. And we have a freaking massive parking lot, by the way.
Oh my God. These
Huge
people are
parking
crying.
lot.
It's not like there wasn't spots left. It's just there weren't close to the door spots left.
Exactly, yeah. But anyways, I don't want to focus on the negative. Let's focus on the positive. We just had so many people here.
We dominated the parking.
Yeah. And just the event started at 7:30 in the morning and it ran super smoothly up until 11 a.m. We were on
I think that was like the best feedback we got from everyone. Like, oh my God, it ran like so smooth.
Yeah, like we were just on the money with the schedule,
down to the second.
The organization, the coordination that we put in a lot of time on doing that. And,
I can't take any credit. Brandon did all the work.
Well, you definitely
just
helped during. Yeah. But yeah, it was really cool. Like Maria was at the start line as a volunteer. And she debriefed. She debriefed every single wave. So for the first half.
Except for the last wave, I did the last wave.
The first half, I was pushing people out there a few minutes before their wave. She was at the start line with them. And she got everyone debriefed. And Victor was out there. Shout out to Victor for being the best scorekeeper ever.
Literally, this whole thing would not have worked without Victor.
Yeah. So he was the scorekeeper out there. So they were organizing it really well together. And it was just like literally on the dot, 8:12:00, boom, first wave goes. 8:24:00 on the dot, boom, second wave goes. Exactly. And we just ran it every single 12 minutes. And it was really, really cool. The volunteers inside the gym who were counting the repetitions and judging.
Phenomenal.
And they were awesome. just the whole event ran super smoothly. Everyone was just in such a good mood. The workout went really well. It was a tough workout. It was long, but it was...
Yeah, what was your experience as a participant in the actual workout?
I thought it was...
How was the programming? Could we improve on it?
The programming, I thought, was great. I wouldn't change...
So egotistical. Eh?
I know, yeah.
Just kidding.
No,
okay,
I mean, like, as like
yeah.
a, like, removing, like, the actual... I'm not... Well, obviously I'm biased in a way, but I'm not saying that there was no part that I'm like, oh, like that was a little too long or that was a little bit too short. Like everything kind of ran pretty smoothly.
What was your favorite station?
My favorite station.
Like what part of the workout were you like, this is awesome?
I thought the whole thing, honestly, because just like every part was really, really fun. The team, my team and I strategized our rest periods pretty well as well. We had a really good strategy on who was going to push where.
What was your team name, Brandon?
The Generational Baddies. We're so cool.
Brandon and the 16-year-old girls.
Oh, yeah. We killed it, too. We finished 9th out of 27 teams.
Pretty good.
But, yeah, we had a good strategy. I don't know if any station was my favorite. The whole station, the only thing that I thought about was the plate push was maybe on the easier side of things, but just because the race was so long, it fit in there really well.
It was a good like middle of the race exercise that allowed you to kind of feel like you were accelerating through the race because you weren't at the plate push long. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like members at the gym were used to that movement. People who were not members at the gym have never pushed a plate on a turf before.
CrossFit Max athletes dominated that
one. So they were like more prepared for it. It was much quicker. They had a good system versus like people who haven't pushed it before. You know, and when I did the High Rocks competition last year and there was sled push, I was completely terrible at it because we don't have any sleds here. So no exposure to it. So I really struggled in that movement. But yeah, anyways, like it was just a really well-run event. I think the programming actually worked out really well. There was never any overlap of teams because we split it out in a good way.
Yeah,
we always had one extra station. So, yeah.
Did we ever need that extra station?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, actually, because I also organized it based on my opinion of how teams would rank in terms of like fast, moderate, or maybe a little bit newer to the endurance side of things. So I ranked all those teams, and that's how I created the wave order. So I always had like the team that I thought was going to be more advanced in the race.
You try not to put them with other more advanced teams.
I always put one more advanced team in every single wave. So essentially they would never catch up to each other. Yeah. Plus, if that did happen, there was an extra station. So there were some teams I took a guess on, moderate teams, and then there were other teams that I knew that were going to be a little bit newer and
like my 65-year-old parents.
Yes, for example. Exactly. So yeah, but
they absolutely crushed it. My mom was hella stressed going into this.
Yeah,
and she executed it so well.
Yeah, it was just really fun. Like everybody had a good energy. Everyone came in. Some people felt a little nervous. And then they would do the race and they felt like, oh, actually it wasn't as hard as I thought.
It was really, really fun. And something I really enjoyed from the volunteer side of things was I felt that all of the people volunteering from CrossFit Max had such a sense of ownership and pride over our gym. Yeah. And they kind of like handled themselves. Like, nobody was complaining. Everyone was so organized. They were kind of helping each other out. They were kind of checking with other volunteers. Hey, do you need a break? Like, do you want me to sub in for you? And they kind of like managed themselves. Obviously, we had like prior given them a rough schedule of the day. So they did have something to follow. But at one point I was like stuck for something and I was like, hey, can you just like sub me out for a second? Need to go do something else. And I feel as a whole, the CrossFit Max athletes who were participating, once they finished, they immediately came in to help out. And there was just a really nice vibe of like everybody was in a good mood and everyone was down to help. And I felt like they felt pride over the gym, which was amazing. Yeah. Even Evie's daughter, Lily, who's 12, she was like right in there judging. Like afterwards, I was like, hey, like you can take a break, and she's like, give me another job to do.
She
like
was outside also
killing it,
and she was like cheering people on as they were running by. So that was cool.
I absolutely love. So it was really, really fun to see our people banding together.
Yeah, shout out to also the two other ladies that went outside and were at the corner of the mall there. Amy and Olivia, they were awesome too. They cheered like every single
I never got to see them.
Yeah, you were inside the whole time. So like every single team that ran by them, they were always very cheerful, guiding them, super nice. So, and also it was a little bit cooler in the morning too. Like it was
I mean,
at
it's
8
April.
o'clock. At 8 o'clock in the morning, it was like I don't know, 3-4 degrees. Like it wasn't super warm. The sun was out.
But they did have nice coffee from Pigeon Cafe to keep them warm.
Yeah, they did. They also brought their own speaker, and they were playing music at the corner over there, which was cool.
That's so cute.
Yeah,
what a good initiative. How nice of them.
It was super fun. Yeah.
Anyways, I feel what I felt was an immense sense of pride over like what we've built as a community, and I think everybody from CrossFit Max felt that. And every time we have one of these big events where there are people from outside of our community who come in, I feel like our people just step up even more and kind of like show off how good we are.
Yeah.
And I just love it.
Yeah.
I think everybody from outside of our gym came up to me personally and was like, wow, this was run so well. Like, when is your next event? This was awesome. We love your gym. Like it felt very special.
Yeah. And
so I'm a proud mama.
We had some really cool sponsors as well.
Very cool sponsors. Yeah. Shout out to, let's do a quick shout out to all of them actually.
Yeah, Babes Motion Wear came in.
Absolutely killed it. Thank you for shopping at Babes Motion Wear to all of our athletes.
Yeah, she had her biggest pop-up sale, which was really cool.
Yeah, I think she maybe didn't even realize how good it was going to be, but she was a little blown away by the turnout and the amount of items she sold. And you know, for us as a local business, it's really important to support other local businesses. So like if we're going to buy activewear, why would we not buy it from a local West Island girl who's launching her own activewear line? And the stuff is phenomenal. It's super comfortable. I have plenty of items. It's pretty much the uniform of the girls at CrossFit Max. We all wear Babes Motion Wear, and I'm really glad that she was so successful.
Yep. So that was one. We had Pigeon Cafe come in and give coffee to everybody. They sold
good.
They sold some merch as well. They got their hoodies and t-shirts and stuff.
They were able
sold
to
some
sell
coffee bags.
Yeah.
So that was cool. They were giving out coffee, which, you know,
yeah, Lucky came up to me and she was like, oh my God, the Pigeon Cafe coffee is so good. And I was like, yes, it really is.
Yep.
So they did a great job. They were also like socializing with everyone. The owner of Pigeon actually participated in the race, which was cool. And he donated to our cause. So that was really cool.
And yeah, so there was also Shop Santé, who was right next to them, giving out pre-workout and post-workout shakes and stuff like that. So
and they gave some sick prizes for our podium winners.
Really, really epic prize baskets, different types of supplements and stuff to the first, second, and third podium winners. And we also had La Brosse Brewery. Yes, freaking
best beer in the West Island.
Which they literally just gave samples to everyone, and that was really cool. After the race, get a nice cold beer.
Those were some generous samples, let me tell ya.
Yeah, so we're gonna try, because they can't sell any alcohol
when they're out of their establishment.
Of their brewery.
Yeah, there's laws about that.
Stay tuned. We're gonna try to get an event going on where we do like barbells and brews or something like that. Where we do
what like a clever name.
Very cool. Shout out to Susie for that name. But yeah, so we're gonna do a fun workout here, and then on like a Friday night or something, and then go over to their brewery,
beer, hang out, socialize.
Yeah, there was also our massage therapist, Paul, who gave out like 10-minute chair massages to people to get them ready for the race or to recover after. I think he got
quite busy at the end of the race.
Yeah. So he was really awesome.
My mom booked a massage with him immediately after. She was like, oh my God, sign me up.
Yeah, that's cool. We also had Liz, who did photography.
Hell yeah.
Which was awesome. And she just sent us all the photos. We posted them on our Facebook.
185 photos, guys. Yeah, that's wild.
A lot of sick content. And if you do reshare, then we ask that you tag her either on Facebook or you tag her Instagram handle, Active Photography Montreal, on Instagram. So make sure you give her some credit where credit is due.
Yes. We
And-
love Liz. She is so generous with her time and with her photos.
Yeah. We also had your mom from Tupperware.
Melanie Miller Tupperware.
She came in and donated 10 water bottles.
Yeah.
We just drew at random for the participants, the
I
athletes.
love CrossFit Max. Everyone's walking around wearing Babes Motion wear and drinking from their Tupperware water bottles. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, this is so cool.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Am I missing a sponsor? I don't think so. There was 7. What did I say? Let's do a quick recap. We had Babes, we had Pigeon, we had Shop Santé, we had La Brosse, we had Paul,
And we had Tupperware.
we had your mom.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Oh, and Liz.
And Liz.
Boom.
Yes.
7. Nailed it. All right. So go give all those people a little follow on their social media and stuff and try to catch up with them. And quickly, we'll kind of announce it here. We will be running our next CrossFit competition,
Yes.
which will be July 6th, which is a Saturday.
Hell yeah.
And it will be Turn Up the Heat Volume 2.
Yes. So repeat of our competition from last year.
If you don't know about it, last year we ran a CrossFit competition, like a all-day event.
Yes.
Teams of 2, male, female. There is no different, what do you call it? Not categories, but divisions. I'll say there are no divisions. It's just one division for everybody, and it'll be open style. So we'll announce a few workouts. We'll announce the RX version, and we'll also announce the scaled version. And you can choose in between each workout whether you want to go RX or scaled. And those who do it RX will be ahead of people who scale, but you don't have to do all of them scaled. You're not automatically put into a scaled division. You'll be all put into one, and then whoever does the RX will all be ahead of the people who scaled. And so stay tuned.
That's coming up very soon.
Stay tuned for that. We're going to be announcing that probably this week. So get ready to grab your partners. Saturday, July 6th. Turn Up the Heat, Volume 2.
Oh my God.
Can't wait.
It's like going to be summer soon.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So cool.
Yep. All right, let's get into our topic for today. I feel like almost our banter topic might be longer.
Was actually our topic.
Might be even longer than our real topic. But what's new at CrossFit Max? We started a new training block this week.
12-week block.
So if you don't know, or you're new to the program here, then
welcome.
And we do all of our programming in 12-week blocks. So
it's so awesome. I love this about our gym so much.
So we just finished our previous 12-week block, which we focused on a few things. But at the beginning, essentially, I let out 5 goals that I want our community and our athletes to be training towards. Mm-hmm. And obviously, some of the things, it dictates the time of the year it is, what we're going to be doing and stuff like that. For example, the previous 12 weeks had the open in it.
Yeah.
So part of the training was to get people ready for the higher intensity, the short to moderate time domain workouts, nothing too long, work more specific movements that will most likely come up in the open. Mm-hmm. We had things like our major strength component, was the push jerk. So it was really cool when we tested last week to see so many athletes PR their push jerk, not just from week 1 to week 12, but PR almost consistently, gradually throughout the entire
process,
way.
Yeah.
So we're starting a new 12-week training block this time, and one of the main things that's happening in this 12-week block is going to be Murph. So Murph is coming up in 4 weeks from now. If you don't know what Murph is, check it up. It's not just a CrossFit workout. It's really like a relatively well-known workout worldwide. Mm-hmm. It's a workout we do on Memorial Day, which is May 27th, I believe the date is.
Yep.
And I should remember that for Memorial Day. But anyways, so that'll be on in May, and that requires a lot of body weight exercises.
Yes.
A lot of high volume body weight movements. So
and some running
as well. So I've laid out the 5 things that we're going to be focusing on
for this upcoming cycle.
12-week training cycle. One of them, actually priority number 1, which we started on Monday's training, was running. So running is back into the program.
Love
the weather
it.
is getting nicer out. Now
Bye-bye clean floors.
We've been doing the Sunday Run Club, which is really, really fun, and that's growing. You guys,
fantastic.
That is a low intensity social 5K run / walk. You can do both. You don't have to run the whole time. But now we're going to be incorporating running back into our conditioning pieces here. So that's priority number one. For some people, they did their first ever run of the year, either at the event last Saturday, which was crazy,
over the weekend at the event,
or they actually did their first run in yesterday's workout. So running is going to be a big priority. We're going to be doing, focusing on introducing it to athletes. For the first 6 weeks, it's going to be relatively short distance running.
Yeah.
So 200-meter bouts, 400 meters. And then in the back end of the 6-week block, so from week 7 to 12, we're going to focus a little bit more on moderate distance, let's say 400 to 800 meters, even 1 mile.
1 mile.
We're also going to start to incorporate some sprinting in there, like 2 400-meter sprints rather than like short jogs, let's say, or runs. So the first thing we're going to be prioritizing is running in the program. We're going to get people ready for the summertime. We love running here at CrossFit Max.
We sure do.
And some athletes, this is a really, really tough movement. But if you stick with the program, you will see yourself
massive improvements.
Have extreme improvements on the running throughout this next 12 weeks. So when you see running, don't skip out on it. Don't say, oh, like I'm just going to go to like tomorrow's workout instead because today's has running.
I remember a ton of people last year during our running block were really pleasantly surprised about how much they began to enjoy the running and the workouts.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it's very sad when we have to close the back door for the winter time and not run anymore. But so running is going to be back into the conditioning pieces. The second thing that we're going to be really prioritizing is going to be body weight exercises. We have Murph coming up. Like I said, it's 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats. So it's a lot of volume. So I want to get people's, not just their muscles, but their joints ready for that type of volume. We did a little Murph prep number 1 yesterday, and even my chest.
I'm sore. My chest is sore.
Chest is a little bit sore, and the push-ups are arguably one of the harder parts of Murph. It's a lot of push-ups.
They slow you down, that's for sure.
Yeah, so we're building on that. And also we're going to work our gymnastic strength. So in the previous cycle, we focused on wall walks, specifically the wall walk. Now we're going to advance that movement. So athletes who are still relatively beginner level on the wall walks will be able to still work on it. But people who are more advanced, we're going to start to go into more handstand variations. So
getting upside down, friends.
Yeah,
we're going to spend some time upside down this cycle.
Yep. Facing away from the wall rather than facing towards the wall. And we're going to do freestanding handstands. We're going to be practicing some handstand walks for my more advanced athletes.
Oh my God, I love it.
So all things upside down. And that's all for the body weight stuff.
You think I could do a handstand walk at this current state of pregnancy?
Boy, I don't know. Probably. Probably could. It'd be tough.
Don't know till you try.
Yeah, let's go test it out. And so that's priority number 2 is building volume in the body weight stuff and also the gymnastic strength of getting upside down handstands. Priority number 3 is going to be heavy front squats. This is going to be our major lift for the training block. Last cycle, we did like more volume stuff. So lighter weight front squats, thrusters, dumbbell front squats, wall balls. So we did a lot of that for the first 6 weeks because that was the open time. Mm-hmm. And then on the back end of it, we started to incorporate some heavy front squats. So now what we're going to do is we're really going to keep the reps low and we're going to keep the weight high for the front squats now. And that's going to be our major strength component. So that's priority number 3. So those are the 3 main goals priorities that we're going to be focusing on this 12-week block. Then I always add 2 like sub goals that we're going to be practicing.
No bonuses.
The 4th one, or let's say the first sub goal here, is going to be snatch work. So in the previous cycle, we did clean and snatches. Yep. We're still going to be doing cleans this cycle. Don't you stress for my clean lovers.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
Same. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a bigger emphasis on the snatch rather than the clean. We'll probably see cleans more in like conditioning pieces this time, and we'll see snatches more in strength components. So for the first 6 weeks, we're really going to hammer technique, footwork, positioning of bar path, and all that stuff. So 6 weeks is going to be heavily focused on the technique of the snatch.
So good.
Lighter weights, moderate weights, nothing heavy. And then towards the back end, the last 6 weeks, we're going to start to incorporate some heavier stuff. But again, that's going to be something that we're going to build on, just building not just the movement, but also the confidence in the athletes for going in that overhead position. So that's the first sub goal. And then the second sub goal is going to be hip hinging exercises.
Yes.
So strengthening the posterior chain, so glutes, hamstrings, all things on the back. And we're going to be incorporating that in different ways. We're going to be reintroducing tempo back into the program.
Love it. Good tempo.
So we're going to be doing some tempo deadlifts, which should be spicy. Yeah. So if you don't know what tempo is, tempo means that we're going to we're going to give you the time frame of how long each repetition should take. So if I just say do a deadlift, you kind of just stand up with the bar at your own pace and bring the bar down, versus, hey, we're going to stand up in 2 seconds and then we're going to take 4 seconds to go down every single repetition, right? So things like that.
I can feel my hamstrings shaking just thinking about it.
Yeah. So we're going to add tempo into some deadlifts.
Cool.
And we're also going to reintroduce some unilateral training for hip hinging stuff. So single leg RDLs, staggered stance deadlifts, single leg banded hamstring curls, because our main goal is going to be running. Right? That's the first priority of our training block.
This is a good accessory.
It's a really, really good accessory piece for all my runners. And although we are introducing running into the program at CrossFit Max, there's also a lot of endurance athletes training for half marathons, full marathons, high rocks events. I mean, the MaxFit Course stuff, things like that. So people are diving into the endurance stuff, and you need to make sure you're strengthening your posterior chain in a single leg unilateral way, because when you're running, you're not hopping like a rabbit here, you're running one foot in front of the other. So it's important. We hear this all the time, like, oh yeah, like my left side is so much weaker than my right side. And that's the case for everybody. Now, what we don't want is we don't want one side to be so much weaker than the other side. What we want to do is balance them out. And when we do a normal deadlift, that's a bilateral movement. Both sides of our body are pulling a barbell up at the same time, so they're working cohesively together. But the thing is that stronger side can help with the weaker side, versus when we isolate one leg at a time, that one leg has to either balance itself or has to take the entire weight. There's a lot of like ankle stability stuff. I mean, we're putting your hip in vulnerable positions, so we're really isolating one side at a time, and there's no hiding. The other side's not able to help out. So it's a really, really important part of training that we should be putting into the program. So we're going to start introducing some unilateral hip hinging exercises, which I'm stoked for, because man, those single leg deadlifts, those single leg RDLs, hamstring curls, stuff like that, they get real spicy, and they just target the back end so good.
I love it.
So shout out to my peach lovers over there who love to work the booty and the hamstrings, because you're going to get a good burn there.
It is a known fact, Brandon, that the CrossFit Max athletes have the best bums in the West Island. I don't make the facts. Yeah. These are just facts.
There's a reason why Babe's Motion Wear does really good here.
Because the booties are popping. Okay?
Exactly. So those are the three main priorities plus the 2 sub goals. But those are the 5 things that we're going to be looking at improving over the next 12 weeks.
If any of those things are tickling your fancy, it's a great time to join our gym.
Absolutely, yeah. And it also, the reason I tell people this, and the reason like I posted this in the Facebook community group to let them know, let our coaches know, is just to help build a little bit of extra maybe motivation around the training. And also it also gets people purposeful. Yeah, it gives people purpose, like when they're coming into the gym and they're like, okay, we're doing a Murph prep number 3 here. Like the purpose is because next week I'm doing Murph and I need to be as ready as possible, rather than like, all right, there's so many years where my first run of the year is Murph, like late in May with a vest on, and that 1 mile run just feels like...
And then your shins get destroyed because your joints aren't used to it. And
I'm just like, what is going on? Like, this vest is heavy. I haven't run in 7 months. what is going on. My body shuts down, and then I'm broken after. Like the day after, I'm just absolutely smashed. And I wouldn't even say the day after. I would say for several days after, I'm just like broken. And yeah, so it gives people purpose on their training. It built a little bit of motivation. It gets our thinking athletes to understand like what and why they're doing these things and how they're going to see like visual progress.
I think it helps a lot with being consistent and staying motivated and stuff when you know these are the things that we're working on. So you don't want to miss out on the days where we're working on those things, which is one of those things will be on the agenda every day. So you kind of feel like, oh, I definitely want to work on getting upside down. Like, I'm so excited for that progress these 12 weeks. Well, I definitely don't want to miss the handstand workout because that's my opportunity to get upside down.
Yeah. And then also, yeah, exactly like that. And on the flip side, there are people that will try to cherry pick the workouts and will go around at the end of the 12 weeks. They'll get on like a test day and they'll do a retest of a running workout. They're like, man, like I suck at like running. I'm like, well, did you come to the days that we were running? And like, no, like I kind of skipped out on, it's only like my third run of the 12-week block. And I say, well, we've done it. This is our 12th time running in the program. Like, if you were consistent with your training, you wanted to come on the running days, then you should have been here on the running days. Because if you cherry pick those workouts and you want to see progress, like, darn, like I suck at getting upside down. I still don't have confidence in my handstands. Well, did you come to the days that we were doing it? Yeah. If you were here, I promise you're going to get better over the 12 weeks. If you skip them, then it's going to be hard for you to like really progress in them, right?
I think that's what's really important is as we enter a new cycle, we're maybe going to be entering into movements that we're uncomfortable or unfamiliar with. That's normal. That's the point of starting the cycle. Nobody expects you to start out week 1 crushing life. So if these are things that we're like naming and they're maybe making you a little anxious, a little nervous, channel that nervous energy into being excited about finding a new thing to improve on. Because if you can switch how you think about that, like, oh, running makes me feel stressed because I find it challenging and it's very uncomfortable for me. If you challenge that into a mindset of, wow, what an opportunity I'm going to have. And if I really dedicate myself to these 12 weeks, I can't wait to see how I feel running at the end of the block.
And you will.
It's impossible that you won't feel
mad progress
if you come to the workouts.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the
progress
athletes.
Guaranteed.
It was really cool to see how many people PR'd last week in test week.
Phenomenal.
We're easing people into things right now. So it is week 1. We don't introduce a ton of intensity, especially because last week was so intense. So yeah, we're easing people into it. We had a fun cardio session this morning.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. The athletes will get stronger. They will get fitter. They will get healthier.
By the end of this 12-week block, I won't be pregnant anymore.
True, yeah. When does the block end? July 20th or something? 21st?
I'll probably be just coming back to the gym.
Yeah, probably. Nice. So you get half of this. You get from week 1 to 6. That's it.
Yeah, we'll see. We're praying the baby decides to come early.
Yeah. So I don't know what I was going to say after that.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. I was just thinking about the fact that 12 weeks isn't that far, but we'll have like a 6-week-old.
Yep, which is exciting. So, yeah. Anyways, we're excited for this. Hopefully you guys are excited for this. I wanted to name someone who's been killing it the last few weeks. So our client of the week
pew, 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 pew.
is Marine.
Yes. Congrats, Marine.
She has been absolutely crushing.
Dominating.
Her workouts. She's been ultra consistent at the gym the last few weeks.
Yes.
She also took some epic footage, which I can't wait to see. Oh my God, I'm
dying to see this video.
She's going to put a cool little video montage together. I don't know what your video production.
She did one.
I don't want to say montage. Montage seems like so noobish. This is going to be a high quality production here. So
she did one for our CrossFit Open
Yeah, Friday Night Lights.
24.1, and it was insane.
Yeah.
Like, this girl is so talented.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. But besides her just doing that, she has been like coming to the classes with really good attitude, with
she's extremely coachable.
Exactly, with the mindset of wanting to learn, wanting to improve. I can see some improvement already in so many different things. She's come up to me. She came to the
run club too, right?
She's been coming to the run club. She's been coming to way more group classes. She's brought her boyfriend.
Yes.
Which is really awesome to see them. And like the whole family pulled out.
Oh my God, it was so fun. It was like
Matt, Emma,
they pulled up their car and then all 4 doors open and like 4 athletes get out of the car. It's so epic.
Yeah. So their family's killing it. But Marine,
you know what? She's always smiling too. Like she's dancing in her rest period. Like she's just bringing such a good vibe to the class. It's so freaking awesome.
Just a very kind soul as well.
I love her to bits.
And so Marine, shout out to you for just being such an awesome athlete. Keep up the hard work.
Yes,
I gotta say there was a lot of athletes that I want to shout out on this podcast. There's some people who are really, really killing it, and I feel like Marine definitely deserved this one. I'm so proud of her. But I got to say, every week it gets really, really hard to choose just one person. I know. Because there's several people that are killing it.
I know. And we're spoiled with fantastic people around us.
Even yesterday when I was running the 4 p.m. class and I was giving people 5s when they were running around the turf there. Like they run outside, run back inside, run around the turf, and I'm just giving people 5s, and Susie's at the front desk, and you made a comment like, look at all of our athletes, like they're so fit.
Look
and it's
how
true,
fit
like
they are,
every single athlete we're just seeing them just crush it right now, and it's really cool to see. So it's kind of, everything feels like it's coming together. We're almost 2 years in now.
I feel like the hype is so high right now because we're like living on a high from our event, and then we're living on a high from like, we're kind of approaching the 2-year mark here. Like things are just happening in the business, and we're visually seeing people just dominate their health and fitness. And then also like they're influencing the people around them. You know, Megan is a perfect example. You know, she comes to the gym and then she brings her boyfriend. Now her boyfriend comes to the gym every time she comes to the gym. And it's so freaking awesome. And it's just like this little ripple effect, and we're watching it kind of snowball right now. And like the train is going, and I'm so glad to be on it.
We are on it. That's for sure. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys want to give us a little bit of support, you can buy us a protein shake in the link down below.
Get your protein.
And we would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't given us a rating and a review, please do so. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. See ya.
Bye.